Team pick.
Alright, there's that.
And Team Spirit just want out. They want to get out.
Yeah.
All push.
Well, I mean, this, they aren't going to play again today, so clearly they just want an early evening, a few drinks, nice early to bedtime. Best way to do that? Death push. Very hard death push. Where's the Underlord pick?
I don't mind the Timber pick for the idea of dealing with, like, they just have a lot of summons and they're going to try and push. But I don't like it when you already have one more pick behind it, right? Like, they have last pick. A last pick Timber saw into the right game can be game winning. There's no pressure, no vessel buyer. It can take your mid tower. But when you can pick a hero right now that can counter the Timber saw, it's not so impactful, especially when they have such a clear motive of their draft, which is just go. If they can go and your answer to the go is countered, you don't really have any answers anymore. So
yeah, now you got to think. Okay, Spirit, what Spirit vessels are left, right? Like Kunkka, they actually banned it out. Interesting enough. Ember probably don't want to against the Doom. Like we did see VP run it there, but it is not optimal.
Morphling. Okay. So I'm kind of assuming it's going to be a 5 natures for Shaman.
Yeah.
The Morphling most likely will be safe lane with a Lycan mid.
Yeah, I think like Morphling, part of the reason you run at mid, right, is you either had a good matchup or it was the safety of the lane. Mid feels a lot less safe now with the reconstruct around the sides and how much easier, especially if you're like Dire side. I mean, in this case, not too bad, but Dire side especially can get ganked hard. Radiant can get ganked. I feel like the change is a bit harder to gank Radiant from the top side compared to the bottom. Whereas previously,
Dire mids are now a lot more open for sure. Like the tree line, it's not really a tree line. It's like you can literally run through it. Before getting into that tree line, obviously there's a high ground behind it, so it's a lot harder to get to. So
yeah, they definitely seem to have done something weird in that I feel like it's actually harder to gank Radiant from top, but easier from bottom now, if that makes sense. Because like you've got the open view, right? There isn't a bunch of trees kind of obscuring your approach.
Sure. Yeah. I won't disagree though. I'll let you have that one. I'm trying to picture the map whilst you described it.
Because it's got that like it's got that
opened up like
now,
MS
right?
Paint. I've opened up MS Paint. I've got like I'm drawing black line. And
No, you're doing it wrong.
Blue lines going in, green. I'm like,
you need so many monitors for that. Just pull out a piece of paper and just draw crayons, okay? And whenever I talk about maps, just look down for reference.
What would I need paper for it? Like I played Dota. Come on.
To put sticky notes out to remind yourself to buy food and
That's true.
Drink
Good
and all these
point. Good point.
I know how Dota players forget.
I am skeptical about Team Spirit's laning phase just because they can't, like the Morphling and the Lycan. The Morphling just farms against the Timber, but when the catapults come from the Timber, the Morphling can't really take away the catapult. So there's going to be like insane pressure from that. I think the Dazzle, if the Lycan's playing side lane, the Dazzle will be able to deal with him. So
10 seconds.
I think they need to pick a hero that can actually kind of win a lane and apply some pressure here.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't think there's a good support to actually do that right now.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that could be a support actually. Veno has been a peculiar one this.
But this is really good simply because of the.
You
So
now select
before the PL pick,
Timber, right?
the 30% regen change. So it's kind of basically like a walking vessel, which is kind of cool. But the PL pick then fully negates the idea of
You're on the clock.
what the Veno does.
Is the takeaway of this right now?
Yeah.
Which is
there is a timer, but
with a Veno.
The laning phase should be so strong. If it's like Veno Shaman against PL Coddle, the Veno Shaman should just win that lane.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is simply can the Lycan should be able to free farm in top, but there is a lot of pressure from the Dazzle and the Doom. So it's like if the side lanes can get what they need, they can just go.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think the thing, like, the concern for me is you pick this Veno, and it's like, it is kind of a Spirit Vessel against the Timber. It seems nice. But my concern is every time we see a Veno, it's the type of hero that has this gap in his sequence of events where he's relevant, right? It feels like until he gets level 12, he doesn't do too much. He's like, level 1 to 4, maybe some pressure. then it's just this big gap where he's like, guys, I just need XP, I need gold, just let me be. And you're against a PL and a Timber that will exploit that point in the game, and a PL who is happy for you to drag the game out extremely late.
Like, they do lack a lot of lockdown. Like, they do lack a lot of ways to answer with a Timber with items or a PL when he gets to the 25-minute mark. So Team Spirit, again, like you said, there is a very clear timer to win lanes and apply that needed pressure. If it gets to that mid to late game, they're gonna have to rely on the better positioning and the better kind of just team fight team fight decision making to actually kind of win these fights. I think it's too easy for Dire to actually just execute past that 25-minute mark.
And then execute all your heroes as a result. So we'll see if it's going to be enough. I mean, there's a big concern that it's a Timber in the mid in that vacuum. We mentioned that it's in some ways easier to gank, but do you really have the best heroes? Like, Shaman seems nice, but then do you have the damage in conjunction with the Shaman to bring down a Timber?
No, I think all your damage comes from playing into the Venom lane. Your Prophet will try and secure one lane, and then he'll be TPing into the Venom lane to apply pressure, and they're going to try and play as 3 to try and close out the jungle, take this early tag, get the outposts, which in the meantime should allow Lycan to get his early items and apply the pressure. The concerns are simply, how does the Morphling play into the draft? What is his build to enable the rest of his team? And
yeah,
it's the Morphling, like it's the Morphling pick out of all of them that's raising the most question marks for me.
maybe the Lycan Ags play. Like, it's actually not too bad with Morphling, but you're already fairly
Potentially.
fast in the fights, I want to say, when you're full agi anyway. It's going to be interesting to watch. Let's see if there's any aggression coming out. I think the other thing that is going to be interesting for me to watch here is, now that we're going to get the Prophet support in this game, I mentioned it could be very good. I think the playstyle is completely flipped though, right? Because it used to be you leveraged teleport level 2 because you could out regen, but now with everyone having couriers, it feels like you have to prioritize sniping their couriers over trying to exchange regen in battles.
No, I think the laning phase will still be the same. He'll still spawn the trees. He'll still be a nuisance. But I think his ability to find other actions within the early game is there. I don't think you need to really overthink it. I don't think you have to be like, I have to snipe X or Y couriers. It's just simply, oh, I can. It's just opening up the game, and that's where this patch and what happens when a big patch comes out. People think that you need to overcomplicate the game to win, right? Like, the game is fundamentally still the same. It's just like the mechanisms and how you get to the win slightly differ, right?
It's that whole idea of, like, you can have these cute ideas and they would be really good if they work out, but if that is your strategy and it doesn't work, you're in a state of what now, right? And you were so fixated on that one idea that if that falls through, you don't just naturally fall back to your backup plan.
And luckily, it's a 5 natures, so him dying 2 or 3 times doesn't really matter if he actually does get a courier or 2. So we'll see how it plays out.
I think, like, what I was thinking about is this whole nature of Nature Prophet is you benefit from the trades because they'll run out of regen, right? But now they have their own courier, they can bring that regen out. So denying that courier becomes more important to win the regen, like the trade warfare, basically.
Sure.
So far, though, Timber, as expected, top of the CS. I mean, you're immediately against the Timber. We kind of already knew how this was going to go.
Yeah, this would be kind of painful for the Lycan, and then ideally, when the Lycan gets to maybe level 4, maybe 5, he might just go play behind the tower and skip, forcing the Timber to decide, am I just going to skip as well and we both free farm, or am I going to try and pressure him? So I'd like to see the Lycan change up the playing the lane when it gets to like the 3 to 4 minute mark.
Definitely. Meanwhile, on the Veno lane, actually doing okay so far. The PL is getting distracted by Immersion's movements, and he doesn't care because he does have that salve. So dragging the PL away from the lane, definitely huge value here for the Veno.
Yeah, this lane top's all about the PL being really disciplined with the doppelganger. If at any point he wastes it and then you get the Gale on him, he will just die. So I think a Nature's TP into a Sprout, maybe to bait out a doppelganger if you get the Sprout correctly, doubling up the trees. Maybe then you can insert some damage, but right now the PL isn't under too much pressure.
Oh, Misha? Well, they notice he's gone from bot. They're holding the courier mid. Pikachu won't lose it that easily. Misha wasted a temp for his first teleport rotation, and they even ping him so they know the courier can go back now. No key plays today. And that's time off the lane, which alleviates pressure from the Doom in the early levels. But RLTV's doing fine. 9-2 on the CS, up to level 3 already. So he shouldn't be an easy kill anymore with 2 points into the attribute shift.
Yeah, the Morphling should just free farm this lane, especially with the Nature's Prophet, who can zone out the Dazzle. It should be fine. I think, again, this game is dictated on if the PL gets free farm, it's going to be hard to kill him. If the Morphling gets free farm, it's going to be hard to kill him. So it's like, what core can get to that kind of unkillable state first, and who can play off the timing better.
Happy Darara. TP's out, but barely alive. The Gale won't be able to kill him off. And he does have a salve, so a little bit back and forth in attention being dragged away from the lane. Palantimos benefiting in some regards now, evening up to the CS of Ghostic. And Immersion. Uh-oh, he oversteps the mark. The Gale should keep him alive, though. Barely.
You know, on bot lane, they're going for a dive.
Ooh. Knee shot. He is going to be first blood. Hepshar die afterwards. And oh, there's a big deal. Bignum. 2 points in the Shadow Wave will seal the deal.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is now Doom support. Move over. It's Dazzle time.
I'm really enjoying seeing the bucklers now.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like we used to have Bassies, but now we got bucklers, and the bucklers they just look nicer. You get attributes, nice little bit of armor, nothing too crazy, just pleasant in the lane.
You know, this is the weakness of having another courier, by the way. This is the weakness of having a Lycan, a Helmet Dominator builder here. You know, you're the Nature's Prophet. You wanted to build a buckler, but you couldn't.
Oh.
Because of efficient value. Is he getting another one?
No. Sorry, do you know what I said about the wards and what the deep ward should be? It's happened. Let's go.
He's waiting. Like, he knows his couriers are coming back because the offlane just had that hard fight, right? So, of course, they brought out some sort of regen on couriers.
He needs to have another ward top. But he sees the courier going top.
No, he doesn't.
So he now knows it. No. Shaman's just going to kill it.
Oh, the Shaman one. Oh, he's looking at the one coming out from base. No, Immersion didn't get it.
Wait, is Fury just going to TP for it? Surely he TPs for it.
I mean, if he TP'd right now, he would have got 2.
That would have been some
Dude,
value.
Look, he's sending the trees right now. They must have noticed this.
Of course.
If this works. No, he's looking the wrong way.
What? This game is... Okay.
This game, we don't care about anything else, right? I said I want Prophet. I said I'd love to see around the outpost and the chorus. We both mentioned this. This is all we're going to be watching now. He sees the chicken. Here he goes.
No.
Here, chicky. No phase boots for you.
There's 2. There's another one. No, Misha.
He wouldn't have had the move speed, in fairness. He doesn't have boots yet.
I know, but it just... Oh, it could have been great. Oh, I do apologize for screaming there. I just saw many couriers. This game is just a mini game. It's beautiful.
You know, this is like, honestly, Dora is like watching one of those Disney movies like Bambi right now, right? Things dying that you love and care about. This is the sad reality of Dota right now with all these couriers.
Oh, man. It's just such a great mini game. Okay, but now they're starting to fly. Now the fun's over. Anyway, more importantly,
is it over? Is it really?
It's never going to be over.
If they have 120 health, he could kill them in 2 hits.
7 seconds, by the way, the courier's running back.
Ooh.
I think, by the way, his positioning of that mid ward should be top, by the way. Just because obviously you have more likelihood of catching.
He's getting it. He's a bug squasher. He's like, this is worth. Let me just go deny myself to the fountain.
He has no TP. He should buy out and just kill himself, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's still worth. The problem is he's had 40 seconds, right? Either way.
Wait, is he not just going to kill another
Dude. Misha, Misha, please. Look,
we need to... Alright. Enough of the couriers. These shenanigans are too memey. Timbersaws hit his 5-minute timer where he's playing with the catapult. No, he's not.
No, it's only level 4 Dazzle. It's fine. I mean, in fairness, you just dragged Bignum all the way back here, so...
Yeah, that is true.
And you're a level 2 Nature's Prophet, so who cares? See? He's even flapping his...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My congregation's
Oh, this game is fun. Can we get more Nature's Prophet, please?
He's such a good hero. But Pikachu now getting dove on me.
Yep. Shackles. And, of course, with the Veno here, level 3 Poison Sting. Not that much regen, but should be enough to get Pikachu out.
The important thing is just getting rid of that catapult. Timber needs to be able to take this first tower, otherwise he just feels like he needs to stay mid, so... At least taking the catapult negates that for an extra minute or two.
Oh, you got another one. Misha found Dooms. I think he found it on the way out as well. No. He got his face boost this time. All right. Not terrible for Doom then.
There used to be a statistic about who killed the most couriers in pro games. I feel like that's now going to be heavily inflated. It used to be an art form. Now it's just...
It used to be something to be proud of, and now it's like, I beat his record. I mean...
I killed 24 couriers this game, and what?
Oh,
PL on top lane.
He used the doppelganger as well. He's just dead. Oh, the rush away.
Maybe.
Won't be good enough. The deny is timed
Oh,
perfectly.
excellent work.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All right.
Big tips.
Good kills. Now back to courier sniping. Where are we at next? Misha, you go teleport, buddy. There it is. Oh. He was thinking about the mid one. Not the player. I think it's like it's hard now because it's 3 hits. 1, 2,
Yeah, but if it
3.
hits you from outside,
No, he can't get it.
If you hit it whilst it's outside the steps, then
How?
it carries in through.
Ever. This courier is... No, he's leaving. I think he should just spend all his time here. Meanwhile, Pikachu is spending his time on a tier 2 towers, killing supports.
And this is what the Timber wants to do. He just like he is Timber saw if picked correctly is just like a void on the map where everything needs to go towards him. Everything he just sits there. He just like look at him. He just forces this massive wedge in the map.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned Void, because that hero probably would counter him. Void Spirit. Mostly magical damage. Elusive.
Maybe.
But we won't get to find out for a while yet. It's not competitive ready, folks.
Oh yeah, they're not in captain's mode, are they?
No, Misha's off again. No, go back. Okay, that's the easy one. Fine. He's not even gonna... No, he's waiting for a bigger target. Because Palantimos is only level 6. Look how slow his core is. That's one. Just run for the other one. Just run for the other one. Misha, come on.
No, but he's got the ward out. He has the... This
He's
is actually... This hero is actually insane. You have to de-ward. I actually think running some like Zeus in your lineup to be able to de-ward these wards without too much resource loss is key. And Timbersaw overstaying his welcome on the other side of the
Ooh. Yeah, that was a little bit deep. Turns out the way you boot Timber is by being Timber. It was so simple all along.
That is very true.
That's very deep.
Smart plays, yeah. I can't deny that. That is technically a good counter to the Timber, is becoming the Timber. So now I'm finding answers or reasons why Morphling's being picked.
You need to get back in coaching. I could be your assistant coach. You know.
Thank you. We'll run what's it called? Like I don't know, some weekly
breakdown, weekly meta breakdown. I don't think there's one of them going on right now, actually. Ooh.
You need to calm down. I think we'll get 2.5 years, mate.
I mean, UK Doha, it's 10 years ahead of the competition, so...
That is very true. You raised very good points.
I was running lifesteal support 5 years ago. Luna support 6 years ago. Ghostic is dead, by the way. That is a sad banana breeder. Misha is once again on the prowl. Won't find anything this time.
Team Spirit don't actually have any saves or anything in their draft, so if 178 ever do connect onto a hero with the intent of killing him, they will normally they should die. So Team Spirit have to be really careful with what moves they want to make. Do they want to go for a push? Do they want to farm up? Like, they need to make sure that they're on the same page, because if they do die in the wrong position, then they're going to be giving away a little bit too much map control. Just like this.
Oh. Jarman does go down. I mean, he was just trying to get a little bit of XP on the lane, but they weren't around. And it makes sense they want to ramp up pressure here with how well Timber's done. It doesn't really feel that Lycan has had the same level of pressure on the towers. Ignis goes down, and that will stop the Lycan from escaping. As Ergon gets felled, Pikachu will be able to clean up this tier 2 tower in the mid. Meanwhile, bot, Palantimos is already going for this tier 2. They're losing map control quickly.
Yeah, Team Spirit, they've got a aggressive pushing draft.
They've got another courier. That's all that matters, Robson.
It is so...
Misha's having so much fun. Not now, though. Not anymore.
Is it winning them the game?
No.
Maybe not.
But is it winning him space in our hearts? Yes.
Did he get a book? Has he actually eaten the book?
I mean, he's got to broke the record by now, right?
Like, let's look at the hero levels. He's so low level from all of this, though. Like, real, like,
But that's the thing. It's even better that way, right? You just get out, you die. It's only a few seconds. You'll be back again.
but like,
You'll
I'd
be
say,
back for more of those chorus. Let's go.
but like, this would be good if the rest of his lineup were able to kind of profit. God, that's a bad pun. If they were to profit from the space being made, but because you have this Timbersaw who's able to just go, because you have this Doom who's having a good lane in his tanky, Team Spirit feel like they have to group up as 3 or 4 to be able to take any objective. So it's like, sure, the Nature's Prophet is having a good game, but what's he enabling? What space is he making from this support running back towards him? Like, the lanes are already being won, or
Yeah.
they're being lost without him, right? So
Like, Team Spirit is unable to just, like, actually play around the nature of their draft. And I done it as well. There we go. We've completed the pun section, and now we'll move on to the neutral items, actually, while we pause. We can get to look at those. We haven't actually even talked once about them. Look at that. See how quickly we stopped caring at all about new mechanics? Well, actually, there's all the chorus sniping, which is a new mechanic.
Because, like, when a game's close, though, then it's Dota. When a game's a stomp, it's easy to use the neutral items at a point of reference towards why the stomp is becoming more of a stomp, right?
Yes.
And that's what I think neutral items are. They are simply just an enabler of... what's the way I want to... Oh, no. Oh, God.
An enabler of...
Strong
Snowball?
timings. There you go. Yeah, snowball.
Okay.
That'll do.
Oh.
You know, I need more teamer, man.
You know what you need? You need more Korra kills. Misha!
Let's go.
He was smoked for the warding, and he just happens to find another one.
At least that ward should get dewarded now, right?
So far, they've ignored them. So you sure? I'm not sure. Like, look where they thought that there was a ward in the bot lane, as an example. How wrong could you be?
But that's the thing. Like, with this Nature's Prophet playstyle, it is so hard to deal with these wards because you can just start getting creative, right? All you need to know is the lane it's going in. It's not like it's that hard to place any ward within a range. Like, you're going to be wasting so much time.
Here, chicky. Here, chicky. And it's like, everyone else is playing Dota, and Misha's just playing battleships.
Killing spree.
Meanwhile, bot Immersion is not allowed to play the game at all.
I honestly...
gets out.
Yeah, but I think you got to a point where it started off as good because it was like, alright, it's killing couriers.
And now he's obsessed.
But I think this playstyle is fine if the nature's, again, like I just said, if it's enabling something. Their lanes were so weak and or like already lost that it made it difficult, right? If this was a 15 to 20 minute playstyle whilst they're already ahead, then it's good. But right now, it is the only thing he can do because there's nothing for him to do on the map.
I mean, that's the nature of this hero in the 5 anyway. Like, he doesn't do anything. It's the thing we saw for a while when they were building meme hammers. It's like, you know, he's got his meme hammer at good timing. But he doesn't help anyone. And in fact, he even dies this time around. It's just, I think, for me, the big thing is having this Veno and this Morphling in the same draft. With a Lycan, it's like, who the hell makes plays for your team?
No one. Literally no one.
Meanwhile, they continue to make plays in bot as they find Immersion under his own tower, using his own Serpent Wards. I mean, that is how you even up the gold you got from your Corey kills, is by giving all the Serpent Ward kills to Palantimus.
This was I think as well, like, when you think about draft, first pick naturally controls the draft, right? For first phase and second phase. Because in first pick, you pick what you think is a very good hero, and then you see 2 heroes react. You see another hero, you react. You see another hero, you react, right? Team Spirit, they saw the Timbersaw, yet they didn't react accordingly. And then they picked this Veno, and then 178 last picked the PL. So 178 were able to have 2 core picks, which were not really that countered. And when you're second pick, you should only really ever have 1 core pick that isn't counted.
I mean, let's be totally honest here. The only thing they've been reacting to in this game is the location of couriers. So it's not even just the draft, it's the way they've been playing the game. Sure, they just got a kill on a Cole, but That's all. That's like all they're ever seeming to get. The cores in this game of 178 could not be more content.
Of course, yeah, they're all just farming up the lanes. There's no pressure. Like, who's going to come gank them? Their Nature's Prophet on Spirit is just playing courier killing simulator. The Veno's like trying to do some recovery jungling. Shaman's just food. Morphling needs to farm for another like 3 hours to be useful. And Lycan's just some poverty necro 2 Lycan. It's like, they really do lack anything on their team to make any moves. They need to wait, like, they need to somehow defend their base for another like 25 minutes to then get enough items to then maybe take a fight. But at that point, the Doom should be so fat he doesn't die. The PL should be so fat he doesn't die. And there's saves on 7-8. Like, I think, yeah, Team Spirit, they put themselves into a corner. Like,
They put themselves in the box and give it another 10 minutes. 178 will close the lid for good. You can already see the deep wards as well, so they already start making plays. Oh, however, Misha has finally gone for a kill. The stomp comes out and he ends. Ganking Prophet, usually it can work if you're not almost half the level of the person you're ganking.
he also hasn't consumed his Royal Jelly yet. Who do you think is going to get the Royal Jelly on the Spirit's draft?
Ooh.
Veno needs one, I think. And then it's maybe a Shaman could do well with a Jelly.
I mean, you could give it a Morphling.
Huh?
Low agi,
it anyone.
benefits a lot. Moving in. Lycan has used the shapeshift. Immersion, though, works against him. Stomp coming in, trying to do enough control. Morphling down to half HP. Move away. Urgon chasing on through. They'll be able to get one kill onto the Doom. Can they find more? Timber makes his escape. But Plantimos is now here in the fight with the DD chasing forward. Chasing after this Wolfman, but only catches the Necronomicon. However, Urgon is out of wolf form. They've lost the Morphling. They've lost the Shaman. And they're still hunting. Can he find him is the real question. He might just look onto Misha instead. But Misha will TP away. They minimize losses. However, once again, you couldn't touch the two big cores of 178.
Well, you're literally playing 4v5 at this point. Like, the Natures can't do anything in the team fights. He just can't. It's what a Natures 5 doesn't play from behind. He has to be ahead. If he's behind, he then has to go for these like creep skips and these courier snipes, right? So the fact that you've already at this stage at 18 minutes, it's very difficult to want to try and get back in this game as a Furion 5. That is.
Yeah, and because they control such the map, you don't know where it's safe to ward anymore. You already see him move out and he gets punished instantly.
Well, because all your wards are placed so deep, look at their control of the map, right?
Yep, and he can't play around them anymore because 178's at your base. Ghostic even uses the Poison Nova more or less just to run away or deter them from diving Urgon, but they won't stop. Spirit Lance chase in with the Phantom Rush, gets him the double kill. Palantimos is able to back away, but renews the striking as Ghostic. He's melted down by Pikachu. LTV chased on too. Link has already been popped. Will waveform away, but the buyback is already forced out of Veno. I'm not even sure they leave the base. Bignum taking a lot of damage, but covered by his teammates. However, they do get him low with the Wrath of Nature. Not low enough to kill him, however. He will stay alive with the Shadow Waves. Now Misha. Well, he moves in. The blind comes out. He can't even hit or finish off a kill into Bignum as he feeds away his life. They're not leaving. LTV. This time, being Timbersaw won't change much.
There is no damage on Team Spirit. 178 can do literally anything they want.
Imagine being a Veno who has a Spirit Vessel that's never going to get charges and a Poison Nova that you didn't even get a chance to wait until level 2 to use.
It's a sad state of affairs for sure. And I think the point I was trying to make before that team fight happened was Nature's Prophet committed so much vision behind the towers. He had to shapeshift to be able to run away.
Yep.
This is very sad for Team Spirit.
And Urgon has shapeshifted more or less to run away from the Timber again.
Yeah, so he used so much vision behind the towers, which meant they had no vision on their side of the map, which meant 178, when they put their vision on the Radiant side, it's like, it's amplified vision. It's like, they literally fully control that area, because there's no way Team Spirit can ever control that area, because all the obs are on cooldown, because they're behind towers trying to kill couriers, so...
Yeah, you have first placement advantage, right? And even if your Prophet doesn't place the ward on your location, you know where he's likely gone afterwards.
Yeah, I think the playstyle, if this type of Prophet wants to be used in this meta, it needs to be the laning phase. It's utilized for killing couriers.
Speaking of courier kill, no, Bignum,
oh
he was invis and he had the courier deliver items to him right next to the Morphling.
Oh no.
They'll get Urgon instead, but that was a free courier feed to ILTV.
I see. Oh no, it's very unfortunate.
very unfortunate. That's another courier that is died. Like, this is the real takeaway for this patch is I think Dota needs a committee involved. I mean, we usually talk about one per players, but now I feel like we need PETA. Because I've lost count of the animals that have died.
No, I think it's fine. You know,
they breed regularly. You know, they're manufactured animals. There's plenty of them.
They come back to life right after like 57 seconds, scaling up. So you know, it's not like they're really gone.
Robson, imagine someone shoots you in the head, you die, it hurts, and then you come back 10 seconds later. Is it a gift or a curse?
Well, I'm alive, so pretty chill.
Is painful immortality a gift or a curse?
It's a gift because I got a. I can do good. I can learn from my mistakes.
Do good.
Yeah.
What if you never get to deliver your items? You don't get to do any good. You just die every time.
Yep. I'll still eventually win the game because they got a Fury and wasting his time killing 33 couriers.
Well, actually, this makes sense. You play 5. You're in it for the long con. You're like, I'm going to get crap kicked out of me, but my team will win.
It's another courier dead by Misha.
LTV, however, in top lane is forced to fight against the Doom, and this is not a fight that he can necessarily win. Diorara, Lincoln's pops.
In fairness, this move made by the Morphling was one of the best moves he could make in this position. Split pushing top lane whilst he loses mid, nearly kills the tier 3. So, I get like, as much as we are ruling out Team Spirit for the lack of a good draft and the ability to actually do any damage, if they are in the position where 178 have no TPs and are fully committed to an objective, then Team Spirit are able to take towers very quickly. With the, what's it called, the Serpent Wards and or Lycan and or even a Morphling because he's pretty strong now, so...
Even the Prophet, like if he gets a chance, it's a case of, you know, when you are behind like this as a nature Prophet, you're either dragging attention and seemingly feeding, your opponent, your like teammates can do something elsewhere, or your teammates are there, you showing up the fight wouldn't really do much, but if you could now get in and finish off that tier 3 tower perhaps, you have some sort of value to your team.
Yeah, Misha really is committed for this courier. He just TP top because he saw a courier delivering some items. So he uses TP top, but now he's just like disjointed from his team. So I'm sure it's not the biggest issue, but he really is. You can see from his gameplay, he is 100%. I want to kill couriers at all portions of the game.
He's in his own little world. He actually
might get one.
With a blink dagger. This could be the big one.
Wait, you can use items on couriers, right?
I don't think you can use the blinks.
Right, okay.
There is a lot of interesting ones. So, for example, Aeon Disc would give your courier mana, which means you can do things like Dagon or Meteor Hammer.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. I haven't actually tested any of the items on couriers yet.
Misha just set up a kill, perhaps. Bignum has been caught out, hexed up as well. LTV's able to get it. There you go. Prophet, impact. Denies the blink dagger, then kills the hero.
And this is the type of gameplay that you expect from your 5 Furies at the early stage of the game.
Well, it depends. If you
want
want tier 5 items from the jungle, then this is an early game. We're only 24 minutes in.
But you know what this patch is like. 24 minutes into this game, everyone's going to be like level 15 plus at this point.
What?
Last patch, it'd be like 11 maybe.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask a more important question, Robson. Why is the mango tree not in the base?
Can you ping it for me?
Doom. The Doom.
Oh.
It is the fruits are bearing, you know, but no one cares. Like, whatever. Mangoes, cool. We see them every day now.
What tier is the mango tree actually?
Tier 1, but it's infinite mangoes and it can be destroyed.
Tier 1. If you get a tier 1 mango tree at 5 minutes,
yes. Yes.
Whoa. That is insane. I'm ready for that play. I think at this portion of the game, it doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah, but like early on, Bristlebacks are licking their lips. Like, oh yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Zeus's, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, popping off.
4 Zeus's, baby. I can afford to go to the mango tree to pluck its fruits.
Dazzle's collect. Oh, Dazzle doesn't care.
He's like, I mean, he's got tangos. He could care right now.
He could.
Hey,
sure.
You know what? Counter to mango tree. If you eat it with a tango, you permanently get tango regen.
Permanently?
I mean, we've got the honeycomb. Come on. It's not that much of a stretch. Well, it is, but...
I just love how it just infinitely drops.
Yeah, it's just like, Should we check? Look, we want a 40-minute game right now. No one touched these mangoes. We'll be back later. Over to the roast pit because they are in. Parimatch just picked up his heart. He did go for Implore as well. Okay, this might be the time, Robson. We might finally see the critical strike again at level 25 with Implore. That's actually a lot of damage.
Maybe, but this is a game where there's no lockdown, you know? The cooldown on Doppelganger, it just makes it so much stronger when there's no stuns.
True. But you're not concerned about your physical damage output at that point? Like, Doom's not going to do too much.
I just think, yeah, I think this is... The damage is fine because Team Spirit really lacked the team fight, so just surviving and getting damage over time is also fine. You don't need to feel like you need to be explosive.
Yeah, like heart should be enough, right? How do you burst for a 3k HP PL who has means to dispel the Spirit Vessel anyway? Timber?
Pikachu dying in bot lane. I was gonna say, Team Spirit are doing the only thing that they can do in this position, where 178 want to try and group right now and try and end the game. But Team Spirit, with their natures, with this Morphling who has the bots, they can move around the map quite easily and pressure them. So, as much as this game, it does look like 178 should just be able to kind of barrel down one lane, Spirit are still playing, you know, they're playing for the win, even though they kind of memed it with their early game kind of ignorance towards wanting to actually kind of play into each other.
Their experimentation, I believe. Memes is not what we get here in a competitive scene, okay? This is experimentation.
There's money on the line, and they need to play to win.
Yes, but you experiment to get an advantage over your opponents to win.
That is true.
Ooh, another big... Okay.
That is a good item for this man.
I mean, the other thing I was going to say is you got the Fan Brace, which you usually give to supports, but this is actually really good for the Morphling. Like, that Spell Arm with the E-Blade Shotgun combo, 6% doesn't seem like much until you realize the numbers he's pumping out. Especially when he changes into the Timber as well, as he did earlier in the bot lane to get the kill on Timber. So what initially seems like small things can have a big impact. How do you feel about Trident and its placement? I think it's a tier 5 aim, right? Oh, pause that thought.
Hold
the casual kill onto Bignum. They're wrapping around though. There might be a sacrifice, but there it is. They TP out in time. But yeah, I was gonna say the Trident is tier 5. That's the three together. The Yasha, Kaya, Sanj.
That is a very good item.
Do you feel like it should be tier 5 or tier 4? So I'm kind of thinking in comparison. Like, it's slot efficiency.
Tier 5. Because,
okay.
like...
For the slot efficiency aspect?
Because, it's so cheap, right? Like, in theory.
Because you should have 2 components already.
Yeah, exactly. So you already have 2 components. So it's 2k gold then, at that point in the game, to then just fully upgrade yourself, right? Like, it has to be a tier 5 item. It's very spooky.
That's fair. I've heard some people debate it because, like, when you compare it to the other tier 5s and it taking 70 minutes, etc. But it makes sense because you are unlocking a cap. Parimatch is about to unlock Immersion's death cap. See, he was only able to achieve single digits so far, but now he's got the double. Poor Shaman. Look at these stats: 0, 10, 5.
Shaman is not a fun hero to play when you don't have a lineup to play around. When your
other support isn't going to do anything with you. You mean?
Yeah, like every single hero in Spirit, like we've said 1,000 times already, is very much an independent hero trying to do their own thing to win this game. And Shaman does not like that. He needs to have like a Doom or any like Tidehunter, for example, any offlane guy that wants to be in front of him.
By the way, they're going again. They're actually exploiting the timing. The side of 178 want to be around the outpost to try and push the base. However, there's a quick response. LTV still hitting in. BKB kills the courier. That had the boost of travel on as well. Oh no. And he'll just TP away. Wait, did he get... That was Pikachu's courier, right? He did get the boost of travel. Alright,
it was PL's courier.
Oh, it was PL's, okay. So no boost of travel for Parimatch. He still has the Aegis to work with, so they can try and deathball down the lane now that they've got a little bit of control over these waves.
But even though Team Spirit are forcing 178 to the back, I think 178 just needs to do one big push down a lane. They're going to be able to take a clean Rax. Team Spirit, they're playing for a tower or half a Rax. They're never able to fully take a lane with this playstyle in their position. 178 on the other hand, they're so far ahead in terms of just like the items that they have and what they can bring to a fight that they should just be able to take a lane. They don't need to be scared. Let this Nature's Prophet do his thing for like 2 minutes. Just go.
That's the point. This split pushing only works up to a point when you consider the trades you're doing. It's basically going to be a lane per trade each time for like a tier 3 tower usually. Because RTV's still up, split pushing again. And they're not really slowing this down. The Glyph will buy a little bit of time, but there you go. Immersion makes the only play he can with the level 3 Serpent Wards. He goes bot.
This is the only play that they can make. For sure.
TP's coming in now. But, oh, no, I actually stopped it. Interesting choice. Timber could have TP'd on the racks. Instead, he tried to TP on the creeps. And that means you're going to give up immediately racks. And meanwhile, back at the base, the tier 3's defender, they're moving out with the use of the shapeshift onto Palantimos. Doesn't have the Aegis anymore. They get chased forward. Shaman's already down the base. They stopped the morphling, or did they? No, BKB, LTV makes it out. And now, Palantimos is in a lot of trouble. He's having to fight 3 versus 1. That's going to be 4v1 at this rate. Trying to move away, but Poison Nova may have done damage. Nice. Rush forward. The Howl will come out, but they can't get close enough. Palantimos will live long enough for the heart to proc in. But the reality of the situation is you lost a tower and a melee racks, you lost the Aegis, and you didn't even take a tier 3 in response.
Yeah, I think 178 are just being a little bit too slow with this. When that first play comes in and they get the outpost top, for example, like the lane's already back here with the Nature's pushing it in, right? By the time that they group up, it takes them so long to group up and want to go that now the lane's like suddenly here. And with the Morphling TP and a Shaman TP, it's like there's no way that they're going to be able to take this Rax quicker than this Rax. Because that is what Team Spirit's lineup is. Their lineup is about trying to quickly take buildings. 178 isn't. So 178 have to force them to have to defend the Rax through actually owning the area and applying the pressure. But because, again, like I said, they are so kind of... yeah, I don't know.
It just feels like they've definitely played too lax. Like, hey, this Prophet's memeing, this is hilarious, they can't take a fight. And you just kind of go into cruise mode. We've seen this from teams before, right? It's like, this is an easy stomp. And they let up off the beast, right? You take your boot off the neck of the beast, and all of a sudden it starts biting you. And that's what's happened here.
Yeah, exactly that. I think Team Spirit, they still know that they can... I think, yeah, you worded it perfectly. It's 178 just got way too casual with the memes that the Nature Prophet was providing.
You mean the memes that are serious deals now as he's back in the base? Here it comes. He's going to snipe it again. The boost... No? Wait, Misha? Oh, no. He looked away. He's going for it now. If he can stop the boost travel again. Yes, he does. Palantimos is... Oh, right. If you're Palantimos right now, you're smashing your keyboard in frustration. That is twice now you've been denied. And he even forces the engagement onto him before he TPs away.
Yeah, that's extremely upsetting for the PL, that's for sure.
Moving in. Immersion down to half HP. Hex is going to be there. Doom went way too deep. Ignis trying to protect him. Shallowgrave as well. Spirit Vessel's on him. He's still hexed up though. Here, Piggy. Ignis is stunned him again, but LTV moves through with the BKB activated. Chase him forward. Run for the shotgun. Can't get rid of Doom. There it is. The Nature's Wrath through is enough. Buyback comes out, but Doom has a long way to run. Trying to TP in now to get across. Bignum. Can't actually protect Happy Diorara. There's the Shallow Grave. We'll keep him alive. In the meantime, Venom does go down. The slow green slug cannot escape. And where is Misha in all this time? Top again. Just getting that push on. Another courier has been sniped.
This game still feels like it's so in the balance where this team fight, I don't think Team Spirit needs to try and make this play. Like their whole playstyle is around forcing them to try and move into one area and then through the split push of Furion, utilize the Morphling TP, Shaman TP, and take some objectives. Like they have, up until they have like 1 Rax left, they're always going to be able to make this play consistently. So Team Spirit opting to try and take a team fight now, I think plays into 178's strengths.
It's too premature, especially when you consider the way they engage. Like Misha, the Scythe, it seems nice, a little bit of value there, but I think it's maybe one of those items that deceives him, right? We always think of Scythe's like, yeah, this is a killer, right? We'll get a kill off this. But as you said, you're so far behind, you've got this big item. Sometimes you feel like you want to make a play, but that's the mistake. Just buy more time. Waste the time of 178. Drag them back and forth across the map like a Benny Hill's theme tune is playing in your head.
Yeah, I still think that right now it's 178's game to lose because they're the ones who should be able to close out the map, keep the lanes pushed and actually apply the pressure that they do have. They're
Dire's
they're up
bottom shrine is
like
under
19
attack.
kills, right? Like this shouldn't be. Of course, kills in Dota doesn't really matter. Like the net worth's still the same, but they're just out leveling them. They should be able to force this properly. But now look at this bot lane slowly coming in again.
Dire's
178
bottom
position
shrine
mid.
has
They're now going to decide, oh, are we going for a push or do we need to deal with this rat? Because look, this rat is now forcing them back.
But he has shapeshift and BKB, and it will just BKB, TP up, the Doom interrupts it. However, look at this. Timber is in place to stop this time. However, the long range shackles does connect, and now can they get through Pikachu? Gonna change into Timbersaw himself, trying to whip him down. E-Blade out, Shallow Grave there to protect though, because they know how quickly he can burst. Now Ignis goes down, drags them both in. Immersion can't TP away. RTV will try and make his escape. Has got the waveform to work with. BKB TPs away because Doom has already been used. Meanwhile, top, Misha continues to push, ensuring that even after they lose those heroes, even after they hemorrhage kills, it's going to be 178 that's going to be looking towards their own base, not Radiance.
The Team Spirit are doing, again, a really good job at keeping 178 on their own side of the map. Sure, like the Lycan kill was kind of an unfortunate instance. Like he probably shouldn't be in that position where he is dying there. Because if he didn't die there, then there's the true pressure of, okay, we actually have to go back, and it probably wouldn't have led to the kills as they did. But this game is very close.
Yeah.
For some reason, it is
Despite
close.
the kills, this game is extremely close. Even the net worth now showing it.
And PL finally got his bots. Maybe we rejoice.
Huzzah. It took damn well long enough. Chase on, Pikachu. Yules to escape though. Just want to make sure he couldn't get control of that outpost, but he's going back in. X comes out. The rest of his team is conversion. Ghostic needs to get out. We'll be able to make it Misha. No escape for 10 seconds. RTV will escape from the tree line and make it out. But they ping him out. They see the man of mischief. He will not escape as they bring down Misha.
These outposts are a bane or a blessing for teams where it's like, oh wait, use the outpost as TP, but it's a 6-second TP. So anyone who goes there, sure you're gonna get the jump from the TP or from the hero that's already there, but the follow-up is so long that you can never really translate that into a kill unless it's like a support that you're trying to kill. If you're going on a Timbersaw, you're never really going to get him.
True, and at this stage in the game, 6 seconds, it's the difference between life and death.
It's an eternity.
Slow enough to kill someone, have them buy back and kill them again. They're feeling really fast on their boost travel. Now, Team Spirit back on the push though. They're setting this up perfectly because you can already see Immersion making sure top can't push in. And while they are taking Roche from J178, you know as soon as that Prophet is up, he can go wherever he chooses. He will actually join the push in the bot lane. TP coming in, but they'll burst down the creeps. Maybe not the best idea to boost the travel on the creeps right in front of the Timbersaw. Misha eluding Pikachu as Timbersaw's paranoia over trees is getting the better of him.
That was such a slow Roshan actually.
Oh. Okay,
it felt like I looked bot lane, I was having a little gander, and
I mean, it's a PL, what do you expect?
Whoa.
By the way...
Okay, please look at bottom, look at Doom right now, look at Doom. This is big brain.
Yeah, he done this before, the gem on the ground, right?
Yeah,
his vision there.
Big brain plays. Okay.
But like, I was surprised he kept doing it because they had the reusable gem, Third Eye on Happy Diorara. There was also another awkward moment there, by the way. Pedishara, he only missed it because of nighttime vision. Misha was like a breath's distance away from him. Oh no. So that was quite a monk-ass moment. Just outside the base, I think one footstep to the side, he would have seen him. Meanwhile, bot, LTV, BKB. Look at the fight, the TPs in mass coming in. Pedishara, the burst through Timber. Once again, working against 178. 2 members dead. Sure, you got your hands on Aegis, but now you're missing 2 cores to try and utilize that. And in fact, I guess the important part to point out here was that Bignum picked up that Aegis.
Okay, these guys are being so polite and allowing me to actually explain a little of the pause, okay? So, this game is such a clear understanding of how teams do things and how you have to adapt during the game, right? So, at the start of the game, 178 were taking these team fights. They were always winning them because of their drafts better for team fights. So Team Spirit started to split push, utilize the fact that they had this global presence, buying early bots to play on the fear and etc. Right? So this happens. Then 178 go for a very clear push top lane, but because of the bots and the push bottom, they knew that the Shaman and Morphling were always waiting on the side lane to pressure whatever move 178 make. So 178's answer was then, okay, so we now need to push in a lane, force them to go bottom, and we're going to try and then move as a unit into them and gank them. So that's the new iteration. The final one was then, now 178 now think that they can gank anyone that, like, gank the Morphling and that Team Spirit knows should be on the side lane, so Team Spirit just prepare for this and buy their own bots. The great evolution of a game, how beautiful.
Global presence for everybody is the end goal of Dota. We just never really realized it until they started giving us a TP slot separate from Boots of Travel. And that's kind of the thing as well, like, if they don't turn up with so many heroes, in 178's eyes, right, they have control of the outpost, they can TP to it. It's a longer TP, but you can actually outnumber. But they're just too slow now. I mean, Bignum, he has an Aegis, but no Boots of Travels. Palantimos finally has his, but he doesn't want to enter the fray. You've got a Cole that doesn't have Boost of Travel. This is just a game of global TPs.
It's like, who can make the first move? And of course, if 178 are 5 and take a team fight, they should win the team fight based on what they can bring in terms of control. But because of team spirit and the way that they're moving around the map, it's making it hard. 178 aren't able to just look in one direction. They're having to look around the map. Like, is this bot lane pushed in? Okay, do we have top pushed in? Our high ground siege isn't too good. So when we do get to the base, how quick are we actually taking it? Can we commit to this? Whilst Team Spirit probably already hitting our base because they're split pushing everything, you know? So,
but let's also keep in mind there's on top of that, outside that vacuum of that fight, the grand scheme of things, 178 should feel like they have an advantage because they took Roche, right? But Bignum has the Aegis. Like, Dazzle was given the Aegis. I guess the logic is that PL can't die, but now imagine if he had Aegis on either Timbersaw or Doom.
But I think this is a product of potentially the Doom using these neutral items. I don't think this Fangs is too important compared to potentially having an Aegis on a Doom, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like, why does he have a neutral item in his inventory at this point in the game? Unless it's a higher tier item, I don't think there should be a reliance on a tier 2 item at 41 minutes in the game.
No, like Palantimos having the leveler is pretty understandable. It's decent attack speed. If they ever do reach the base, he can siege. But I mean,
sure,
Doom
but that's
had
a tier
doesn't
4
matter.
item, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
scaled-
like, it makes sense. Like, he's actually upgraded. Doom is just sitting. It's like he's still 10 minutes into the game, or 20 minutes into the game. He's like, this is a great item.
I'm
good,
loving
guys.
my vision. Thanks, Ice Frog.
By the way, they left that gem in bot lane. They killed the Doom. They didn't even want his treats. You can see it at the bottom where they
Just
just
chilling.
fight. Like, we don't need the vision. Oh no. They just got the Timeless Relic on Team Spirit.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure you just give this to one of your Scythe carriers, right? Like, you give it to maybe Nature's Prophet.
No, you give it to your Veno.
That's true, actually, yeah, for the
Spell damage, debuff, duration.
That's true.
Ooh.
I was thinking like the Sable potential. Maybe even Shaman in that case, if he wasn't dead.
I just think that the like the way the Shaman's playing now, it's so deep.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
needs to be careful where this play only works if your team's ready with TPs and can get to it based off of your play, right? I think just dying like this wasn't good. Or isn't good, sorry.
The question is whether they can exploit this time gap to actually do something. You see them smoke up and move in, but Spidey senses a tingle in Eyes TV, already knows something is coming. Backs away, and while that happens, in the bot lane, Team Spirit renew the push once more.
And Shaman does have buyback with bots, but instantly Timbersaw realizes that he needs to push out this lane.
The other thing I was going to say is we were talking about like people upgrading their items. In fairness, Lycan is holding on to some lower ones. He's got 2 tier 3s. Doesn't even care for his Helmet Dominator anymore. Keeps it in the backpack.
But these items I think are fine because even though they're lower tier, they still provide something for what Lycan needs, right? It's really good armor reduction. It's a slow. Lycan suffers from kite, and then a big burst of HP. He needs to be in the front line, so
Yeah.
these items are fine. When you have a tier 2 item, for example, like the Fangs, this is when it's like a little bit questionable. Sure, it gives you the night vision. Sure, it allows the Doom just to get a little bit of an edge.
But at that stage, give it to a support if you think it's that important for you guys when you're initiating.
Maybe give it to your quarter or something. Does he need this? There's Sentry Ward in him? No, he does. I just think, yeah, don't get carried away with neutral items. That's for sure.
I mean, in fairness, sentries aren't that important if you get your third eye. There you go.
That is true. Yep.
And I believe the Witless Shaco did just drop. But I don't think they have a good hero for it. I mean, you don't, like... Oh, pause that thought. LTV.
Bash.
Nope,
Bash.
no bash. And where is
out.
your Doom? Your Doom is off picking up an Invis rune. I don't know if he wants this fight. He needs +1.
They do have the Shrine top. So if they can get the... If you start TPing right now and the Doom gets to blink off...
There it is.
There we go.
Timstal's coming in as well. There it is. They bring the numbers this time. Benno will die as a result.
And this is the scary thing about trying to take an outpost solo at this part of the game. The TP is like, it's 6 seconds. So...
Oh, Ignis.
Spook.
Hex. Chase in though. Immersion is going to be slowed down by the Diffu and he will be killed off. The 2 dead. This actually might be 178's opportunity. Can they finally convert it? I don't know, because Misha is cutting the waves again. Don't mind me, guys.
Wave coming in.
Just profit things. Yeah,
Key
but
thing
the
is that
additional wave has been cut as well.
But Radiant have no creeps on the dire side of the map.
Exactly.
So this is the time to push. This is now 178 can actually just take anything that they want. Their team fight is better. They should be able to just steamroll them now because they've completely mitigated the split pusher which kept Team Spirit in this game.
I mean, they're holding these buybacks. They have them on the Shaman, on the Morphling. The problem here is that with the creeps already being there, they can just go bot. They can wipe the whole base.
They're trying to go for an end play. Like, not end play, but their only play is to try and do an equal amount of rat. Like, if they can get this lane in quick enough.
Problem is all these creeps. There's too many creeps. They're going to actually lose the base if they don't buy back on this Morphling.
I think Team Spirit are trying to big brain this scenario a little bit too much. They're trying to go for I'm getting vibes of an ancient push, but it's not going to work.
No. You'll be... Wow. I don't know if you'd be too slow if they completely ignored you, but it's unlikely. There you go. They get the big buyback they wanted. At least you protect the racks, but you didn't need to lose the tier 3 tower for that. Ergon has got a TP so he can get himself out at least. And he has got a Deso now. Yeah, I think you're right. He was definitely committing for that. With the Deso coming out as well.
They really wanted just to get onto that Ancients, chop everything, and then just give it a go. But now, I just think Team Spirit, with being 2 lanes down now, it's going to be a lot harder to make these cute plays that have kept them in the game. So
they lost their leverage.
I have fortified to keep the.
Oh wow, yeah, Pikachu's in. Now Sharm's in trouble as well. Gets caught out, and he did buyback. Thus, reveal will ensure that he dies on the side. The Hex comes out to Misha as well. Both supports from Team Spirit are going to be done and dusted. There is a buyback for the Prophet. Shaman ain't so lucky.
Shaman doesn't have buyback.
What do you do for your Misha? Instantly bot. I dread to think what the heat map of this game looks like at this point for Team Spirit. It's just a giant red blob in the bottom right side of the map.
It'd be like this.
But primarily this.
Yeah.
And Prophet,
they're going for it. They're going for it.
He'll pull out.
Their only play now is just to try and end.
Yep, Hal, Ignis, Doom thrown out onto the Morphling to control him up, and he's not able to morph up. He's just burst down quickly. Ergon, in a panic, needs to get out quick, but Shapeshifter's running out. BKB activate, doesn't have a TP. This must be one of my pub games as he realizes it and calls GG.
That was
an interesting clash of philosophies on how to play Dota.
No, I think this was a interesting draft from Team Spirit. I think it clearly showed that it does have its potential and timings later into the game, but I feel like 178 should have just been able to pressure them a lot easier with quicker pushes, more all-in pushes to mitigate the split push. They allowed the Shaman and the Morphling to get to a point where their bots actually carried value, but overall, 178 were able to actually get some of those key pickoffs, adapt to how Team Spirit was playing, which then allowed them to take the win.
Oh, it's true. And I think there's less to be learned around the Nature's Prophet chorus sniping. It's cute. It's not definitive. I think actually the biggest takeaway on that, because we start to see some big impact snipes later on, right, is quality over quantity. Usually he would wait for them to go out and return to like guarantee the chorus snipes, right? So he wasn't like making a conscious effort to just deny items from the lanes. He was just trying to milk gold.
Yeah, I do feel that this Furion play is only good if your lanes are able to actually play the lanes without him. When he left his lane, his Morphling was by himself. Sure, he was able to get farm, but he's lacking pressure. Normally, when a Furion leaves one lane, he's applying pressure elsewhere on the map, winning another lane. Like if he was in the PL lane, for example, the PL wouldn't have been able to play the lane. He'd have had like 3 ranged heroes beating on him. PL doesn't like that at all. So the fact that the pressure you leave from one isn't going into another, it's just going kind of into couriers, it can be a little bit of a meme. And it's applying that meme correctly is what will allow for Furion to be picked buffed in the future. And I think in this game, it just put them on the back foot a little bit too much in the early to mid game. And it wasn't that great.
You're playing 4v5 with a lineup that needs to have that fifth immediately. It's not these power laners that just overwhelm their opponents. And as a result, jfshfh178 do take game one. Looked a little shaky at points, but they closed it out. Now the question is whether they can actually be efficient with their closing in game two, because Team Spirit are likely to come back more aggressive than this draft.